What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Spike NFC North podcast. So, always, my name is Lex, representing the Green Bay Packers. I'm joined by the usual degenerates. We got Mr. Corey Thompson representing the Detroit Lions. We got Mr. Kareem Reed over here representing them Philly Bitchia Eagles. We got Mr. Lavon Lane representing them Chicago Bears. Always the illustrious Mr. Axel Roy. Who will he be this week? Representing the New Orleans Saints. Then we're joined by Mr. Devontae Crowder, the ultimate bottom feeder representing the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, football is finally here. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit for this. Let's jump right into it. Obviously, one of our teams took both of our teams, our division teams took questionable losses. But we're going to start with the Detroit Lions. Now, Papa, you guys took a loss to the Minnesota Vikings to a rookie who was showing a good bit of promise. But before we get there, let's go ahead and have a spike, guys. Welcome back. Love to see you guys. It's going to be a little bit more consistent, but salute. Papa, what happened?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, wow. Man, coming off the bye against the Minnesota Vikings, which is obviously a division game, but a lot of people had us, beating the Minnesota Vikings, like crushing them, going by what how they've been playing. And like I told the Minnesota Viking fan at work, I said, all y'all need is a quarterback. Even though when J.J. McCarthy coming, because he was saying that they weren't going to win. I said, man, you still have to go out there and play the game.
Nobody saw that game going the way it did, so I'll co-sign him, but I'll let you give your perspective. Sorry, sir.
Did say, what if?
Yeah, we all said what if, but we didn't think it was this season. But welcome to the season. Go ahead, Corey. Finish your piece.
But yeah, Minnesota, they came to play. And one thing I like how Dan Campbell said it, he said, I didn't get my boys ready after the bye. He take full accountability. Because when I say Minnesota came to play, when you hold our running back duo to 65 total yards, oh yeah, you're ready.
You ready?
You're ready. You're ready. And the only thing I always said Minnesota knew was a quarterback. And J.J. McCarty, his first game, he matched the game the way enough to win the game, if that makes sense or whatnot. But we had him for the total yards and passing yards. But like I said, we had 10 penalties. One of them roughing on passing calls, they called him Jack Campbell. That was, to me, that's part of the reason why people don't. I hear when people say they don't watch the NFL, they really watch college. Yeah. It's good. I'm sorry for it.
Yeah.
But one thing that worries me now, because I said that we'll probably lose before the season started. We'll probably lose 3 games.
Yeah,
we done lost the 3rd game.
That's it.
We got to win all of them now.
Now, Corey, let me ask you a question here. Obviously, sure. With where your team's standing in the NFC North, obviously, our division is fairly tight still with everything objectively. What do you see your team learning from this loss moving into Week 10?
I saw Dan Campbell said. He said he challenged everybody from the players, the playmakers, and the coaches, because we got the Washington Commanders next. And even though they banged up too, you can't automatically just think you're gonna win the game. So I really think that loss, even though it's a division loss, which is crucial, I think going forward, he gonna be that voice, to get the team right. So we're going to see when we play against Washington.
Okay, so one more thing. My last question, then we'll move on, Corey. So, Obviously with J.J. McCarthy being a hot rookie for Minnesota, do you think that there's a comparison to be drawn with him and Jackson Dart with what he's doing for the New York Giants organization? Do you think that there's a chance that he could light the same fire? What are you looking for from this rookie? Because, obviously, in our division, things are tight. Do you think that J.J. McCarthy is going to be a menace for you guys moving forward, or what are you thinking?
That could be a start. Because even Vaughn said last show, what if y'all do beat the Detroit Lions, one team that won the division last year? That could be the spot that can get them boys rolling. I hope not, because, I still want us to win. But at this point now, I just want to try to make the playoffs. I want to win the division, but if not, I just want to make the playoffs. So J.J. McCarthy is something you definitely have to watch out for.
Okay, hell yeah. All right, let's move on to our next team, Mr. Lavon Lane. Out here representing the Chicago Bears. Obviously, you guys are coming off an interesting, turn of events. What are your thoughts on the Chicago Bears moving forward in the Week 10?
Man, this game right here was emotionally, it was up and down. It was exciting. Man, this game has so much implication on history, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because one thing, y'all seen the last play of the game. Everybody seen the last play of the game with Loveland, right?
Yeah.
Now with Loveland right now was the first tight end for the Bears. Was the first tight end to catch over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns since Mike Dicker. Imagine that. That's how sorry that's how sorry we been. But here's the funny part. If y'all didn't see some of the game, you know how y'all throw a challenge, and I'm gonna get to the game. It's been so much going on with a 47 to 42.
Yeah.
All right. Have you challenged the play, right? And when you throw out that red flag and challenge your play, you expect them to go your way, right?
Of course.
This is, of course. So, man, the Bengals coach challenged the play. When DJ Moore ran in, we thought it was a touchdown, but they called it wasn't a touchdown. They say he fumbled and possibly a touchback, right?
Okay.
All right. So he challenged the play and said he fumbled and possibly was out before the touchdown, like on the half-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he challenged the play, they reviewed the play, and the review said, no, he's not at the half-yard line. Actually, he scored. And so it went from a challenge to non-scoring to a challenge to scoring.
Okay. Huge upside.
Crazy work. Then, after that, with the Bengals, you got to understand who we got back there. Now, we got our own little miniature version of Corey's team. We got a little miniature version of Sonic and Knuckles. We got a little miniatures. not that much, just not that much. Just a little bit,
Microscopic, but yeah.
Yeah. So something like that. However, we got Monangai. Monangai ran for 176 yards, 198 total. The one thing about Monangai has never fumbled in the 5 years at Rutgers.
You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that.
No,
you shouldn't have said that. Just saying.
I'm glad I can say that.
Look at Axel. Look at Axel. That's where you fuck up right there. That's where you fuck up right there. Just saying.
Yeah, I was waiting for you all to do that, especially Axel, because I know about the Saints tradition.
Yes.
Yeah, they had these little voodoos.
They do. Like yes. Marie Laveau out here. Yeah.
All right. Make a long story short, we was balanced. We had 37 runs, 37 passes, which was cool. Our defense sucked. Let me put it like this. Specifically, our cornerbacks, because we riddled with injuries. Anybody riddled with injuries, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
However, now Bengals have two dynamic receivers plus Chase Brown. And so when you have 5 cornerbacks out, that's going to hurt us. So to cut everything short, yes, it went to the end of the game, and that's where, we had to bring up the it man. When I call it the it man, is Caleb Williams. He came out with that it factor in the last drive and threw it to Colston Loveland. Mm. And so that's when we won. So that was it.
And it's interesting to see for your team because obviously you guys are in a unique position in your standings in the division because obviously Ben Johnson is bringing a certain level of tactical awareness to your guys' offensive scheme. Obviously, there's a lot of, underlying issues with Caleb Williams. Is he that guy? Is he going to be able to unite this offense? Is he going to be able to lead this organization into, the green, so to speak? But, and we'll touch more on this later, but I think that our division is still close. Like, if you look at it, like there's a one-game lead with the people in first, us, then the Lions, then y'all. But, we still got to let... Okay, shut the fuck up. Anyways, we'll be real and say that, obviously, you guys are trending upwards, so I'll respect that. But fuck the Bears, but I'll respect that. So, with that being said... Let's move on to the worst fucking division game of the week, which was the Green Bay Packers playing the Carolina Panthers. What the fuck? Okay, I'm just going to throw this right now. I am so fucking Y'all want to do it? Go ahead. Give me the Green Bay sucks. Come on.
No,
Come on.
we ain't gonna do it.
No, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. Fuck the Eagles.
No,
I'll deal with y'all later.
Terrible.
But all objectively, guys, I'm just gonna lay the cards out where they mean. I am concerned with Matt LaFleur's conservative play calls. I think that the Green Bay Packers are one of those organizations, especially dealing with the injuries. We lost Tucker Kraft to an ACL injury. That's going to fucking hurt. He was at that point, he was the best tight end in the National Football League. Now, with that being said, I'm at a loss because I'm looking at this organization. I'm looking at, the schemes we have, where we're putting our slot receivers, where our wideouts are going. And I don't know what we're going to do from week to week because this organization doesn't have the base level of consistency. Obviously, the Panthers came in and I had a feeling, objectively, I wanted us to win this football game, but our coach fucked us at every opportunity. And then Jordan Love did a fucking offensive punt. That badass pass. And then the Carolina Panthers dropped it. Like, there's just so many things that are not firing on all cylinders. It was terrible. It was terrible.
I got a question for you.
Let me finish. I think that the outcome of this game was insanely derivative of our coach's lack of trust in his offensive pieces. I think that there was a lot of, had we ran this offense in a way that gave Jordan Love the authority to run the proper audibles. Come on, Corey, I see you up there. To run the proper audibles, we still whooped y'all's ass week 1. But to run the proper audibles, I think that, dude, there's so much to be, like, we're starting to gel, but we're being limited. And I'm really looking at this objectively because I love my organization. I love what we're doing. And, even with the injury of Tucker Kraft, I'd like to acknowledge that Luke Musgrave was our original tight end 1. He fell to injury, and then Tucker Kraft was allowed the opportunity to come in and change a lot of these games. I'm concerned about a lot of things. Number 1, Jeff Hafley's defense. We let those motherfuckers run all over us. Dowdle was making me doubt my offense. That's not a good feeling. He's one of those guys who comes in and just cuts through. And I'm concerned because I'm not seeing the consistency week to week from our defense that I have been from the start of the season. That's not a good feeling as an organization. What you want to see is growth. And what I'm seeing is regression. And I'm absolutely concerned. Do I think we can pull it together? Yes. But my number one concern is that Micah Parsons was the least fucking effective defensive player in this game against a weak-ass NFC South team. Like, NFC South team. It hurts. Like, 0 pressures. 0? From $140-something million defensive edge rusher?
I didn't know.
0. Shut down by Carolina. I don't know if that's Hafley's scheme. And Corey, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I can see your lips turning from the corners. I don't know. At this point, it's a week-to-week thing. We're going 1-0 every week. I think there's a lot of things to be concerned there. But, with all that being said, I think the Green Bay Packers are facing an identity crisis where we're going into week 10 up against the Eagles. And we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But, with that being said, dude, that performance against Carolina, it was something I honestly kind of saw coming. And I don't like to admit that because, the last show was like a combined week show. But, man, I need to see our head coach light a fire under this offense and this overall team, and I'm not seeing it. Hopefully Ed Policy is keeping records and receipts because I think that, honestly, with every game passing in the NFC North, Matt LaFleur's seat is getting hotter and hotter. That's my take on it. But with that being said, go ahead. Lavon, you had a question. What was it?
Quick. So, I hear multiple sources say y'all didn't punt during y'all game?
Not at all. Not one time. And still only came up with 13 points. That's my concern. We're not efficient.
Yeah. I was like, one, how a team don't punt and still lose.
Yo,
that's one.
We're going for it on 4th and 8 instead of kicking the fucking field goal. That's a problem. That's a coaching problem. And, under certain circumstances, this was a playoff game. We got something to say, Axel?
So that's like that 8-year-old playing Madden, never punt.
Thank you. It's not the way. It's not the way, And the worst part is, like, I'm standing here. I'm a Packers fan. We're in this Jair Alexander jersey. My nigga just went to the Eagles, who we play on Monday night. what the fuck is happening? Now I gotta buy a new jersey. I was going to anyway. But the thing is like, at the current standing in our organization, I don't even know who the fuck's jersey to buy. Like, this is abysmal. Like, I haven't seen consistency from any of our players, really. There's been shines and a lot of positive outlooks, but I don't even know what our team's identity is. I think that's at the bottom line what Matt LaFleur needs to figure out. If it's Adam Stinovich, getting these people ready. Obviously, our O-line has its issues, but I literally don't know, what to expect from this Packers organization. But like I said, time will tell. Season is still young. But with that being said, let's move on to Mr. Devontae Crowder. Them Dallas Cowboys took an embarrassing L. What you want to talk about, sir? Give it to me straight, brother.
I ain't got nothing to talk about. You said you want to make this quick. I'm going to be the quickest one tonight. We trash. I hate the coaches. Schottenheimer's not really doing too much. He's not really impressing me either. And I say that because Dak has always had that ability and that space from the coach to call plays and change shit up. He know how to make the right play and put points on the board when need be. Our coaching, man, I'm not seeing that. Defense still trash. We let the Cardinals whip us. Marvin Harrison been dropping passes.
I will say, Jacoby Brissett is a much better quarterback than Kyler Murray. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be crazy.
Just like
100%.
Just like Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold or any of them quarterbacks, you just need the right situation. It seemed like he got a good setup there. They ain't been really winning, but his games look better than Kyler Murray's games. Mm-hmm. And of course, like every team do, like we did with the Panthers who spanked y'all too, we let all these sorry teams come in and just.
We did beat the Cardinals, though. Just saying.
I mean, that's cool, but you still got spanked to the Panthers. So
it wasn't a spanking. We lost. Wasn't a spanking.
A loss is a loss. A spanking isn't spanking. Lost by 10. That ain't that.
That's fine. I expect that from the Cowboys fan. But continue.
I still ass whipping. So the loss is
Where they build it? Where they build it?
I'm just.
There you go.
I'm sick of the coaching. That's
So, Levante, I'm asking one last question.
I wish I could be like Corey. I'll be listening to the way this nigga talk about his coaches. That nigga
he has confidence.
Coaches, boy.
Exactly.
I don't know what that feels like, bro.
Me fucking neither, bro.
I don't know what that feel like, bro. And it's like, we all talking about how, the players get on the field. Dak can call plays and switch stuff up sometimes. But, he run the plays. He's told to run sometimes. Same as defense. And it just ain't working, man. We're consistently getting cooked, bro. Mm-hmm. And Marvin Harrison, bro, out there trying to look elite, bro. Drop passes all year. Was jumping over all our people. Deron Bland was getting cooked.
Yeah.
Shook off his feet, touching earth. That shit's embarrassing, bro.
Well, and then that's the thing, though. Like, obviously, the Cowboys made moves. We'll touch more on their organization later in the show. But let's just keep moving for shits and giggles. Mr. Kareem Reed, Philadelphia Eagles. You guys are coming off a bye. What is your expectation? What are your concerns moving into Week 10? And we'll talk more about the game, but let's talk about your team objectively first.
We coming off a bye. I can't really speak too much on my team right now. I like the way our offense is heading. But as far as defense, I can't really speak on it because, we're going to speak about some more later on, but we made some moves to replace some parts that we needed replaced. We'll talk about that later. But really, I can't really speak on my team too much right now because right now we in a space of transitioning, trying to see if these new parts and places, people that we brought in will be beneficial to the team and hopefully lead us to that repeat. But I ain't got much to say today.
No, it's okay. We'll get more into your organization later. Obviously, our segment later in the show is going to be the heat of the show. Would probably be the finale. But let's move on to our person who wrote the script for tonight's show. Also, guys, let's have a spike to Axel and his contributions to the organization, bro. For real. One of the most tried and true people. Shittiest teams, but appreciate you.
Red Cup Club.
Axel, what's up with the New Orleans Saints, brother?
We're fully in rebuild mode. Really, all the rest of this year is who should we keep, who should we get ready to build their spot. Really much to say. We're as much as I say, we're a bad team, and I think everyone's been waiting for this, but it's about time.
Oh no!
Hey.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Hey, bro. Hey, guys, we'll spike to that. We're gonna take a little intermission. Some people are worse off than others. We'll be right back, guys. To the spike.
Well,
Let's go, boys.
All this spiking,
All right, guys, welcome back to the Spike Podcast. We recently just passed the trade line, and a couple of teams made some moves. We're going to start off with Mr. Devontae Crowder because you have somewhere to be. What did the Dallas Cowboys do, man? What are you thinking?
Hey, man, we went out and got a big name that I'm excited for because we need a big name on that line.
What's his name?
Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams. Such a funny guy, such a cool guy. Seen interviews and him and shit off the field. Dude's just a fun guy. But he's a beast on the field, too. And, man, y'all hear me talk about it every time I get on here. Defense is trash. Defense is trash. As you're starting to see, you won't see it every game, but you will see it sometimes. There can be games where Mike is irrelevant. So, we need somebody that can rush and do the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can do both. And Quinnen is that. So I'm excited. We got, I forget his last name. His first name is Logan. He's a linebacker from Cincinnati. We traded for him too. I don't know much about him, but our linebackers stay getting cooked. They're not stopping no runs. They getting burnt over the top. So I laughed about it, but I told him, I was like, he looked like a big white boy, got the number 55. That looks like a good linebacker.
Yeah. Yo, so
come over there and
Devontae, let me ask you a question. Do you have confidence in Eberflus to use this guy in your scheme effectively?
No. The thing is, I'm just looking for Quinnen to go out there and just be a dog because he know how to be a dog, bro.
Okay.
And if you're a smart player and do your homework, you can read offenses just like any other player on the field. He know what he need to do, where he need to be. I don't have any faith in Eberflus, but I'm still excited to see what he can do. Just his presence there, his body there, the skill there. So I'm excited for it, and hopefully it ain't gonna unless he's like really turn like be a dog on the sacks and shit like that. We probably still gonna keep getting burnt over the top, but hopefully he can make an impact in the run game because
and that's some pressure for sure.
We can't let both keep happening.
Yeah, I feel
we can just choose anything and beat us either way.
And I respect your overall interpretation because it's like, dude, the Dallas Cowboys couldn't have afforded to draft any player that's going to completely overhaul your defense, especially my Eberflus, your defensive coordinator. I think that there's obviously a lot of things you guys have going, especially the defensive line, as far as preventing the run game from, biting you guys in the ass, And obviously, with you being an NFC East team, we got to segue into the Philadelphia Eagles because I'm wearing this jersey of a certain cornerback, Mr. Jair Alexander. And he just got traded to the motherfucker we're playing on Monday night, Mr. Kareem Reed. What are your thoughts on the trades that the Eagles made for Jair Alexander? Do you think it's going to fix your defense? I know you hated George Jackson. Last show you said, or left last show, the show before, you said you're going to throw a slushy at this nigga. Like, what are your thoughts moving forward into this?
You want to know what's crazy about me saying that, right? I almost got kicked out of school because a girl threw a milkshake at opposing team on our senior night basketball night, and it started a
what
big
kind of
riot
milkshake was
at our
it?
school. It was an Oreo milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
Oreo Chick-fil-A milkshake is crazy.
I remember thinking, yo, shit, that was a waste of money.
That's a waste of a good ass milkshake.
That's a good milkshake.
That's a great milkshake for sure.
Yeah. But I say all that to say, yeah, man, I'm happy. And we actually grabbed two cornerbacks, and I don't know why we grabbed two, but I'm okay with it. I guess he's just a backup just to make sure we got to go.
We didn't grab one.
Yeah, I'm happy. And then we grabbed the edge rusher from from Miami, I believe. Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips, yeah. And honestly, a lot of the Miami fans are pissed about that because I feel like he was pretty outspoken towards the front office. He was like one of their tried and true, people in the defense. And that's interesting to see because I'm looking at, like, obviously with the aspect of him and Jordan Davis both on the same defensive line, that's a recipe for something special. Are they going to be able to? Yeah, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Not only that, he used to play for Vic Fangio before. He played for Vic Fangio before, and he had a hell of a season when they were together. So I'm really happy about that. Because I wanted Myles Garrett. I did. I heard we were going, and we were trying to give up.
That would have fucking fucked y'all's cap up, all honesty, but still.
Oh, yeah, it would have destroyed the cap. But, I mean, just for the year, I think it would have been – I think it would have – but I'm happy we got him. I'm happy. He seems like he's a good player. He's happy to be there. I didn't even know Jair Alexander, he's actually – I'm not gonna say he's from Philadelphia, but he has ties to Philadelphia. He actually was born in Philadelphia, born at Jefferson Hospital, which is a big ass hospital.
Also, him and AJ Brown have a lot of chemistry too. Like back in that Packers season opener, like I've seen all the press conferences, and him and AJ Brown have a certain rapport. That's something cool that could possibly unite, two phases of your team that are on court. And like honestly, like I wear this jersey. Jair's the funniest Packer I know. He's hilarious. Like he's an absolute locker room anomaly. He's hilarious. He's not healthy very often. I'll be real with you. But obviously, with the Ravens,
maybe that's what we got too. Maybe that's why we
got two. But I mean, in certain circumstances, dude, Jair's a shutdown corner. I've seen him hold Justin Jefferson to like 2 to 3 catches in a game for like 15 yards. That's an impressive feat, especially for a cornerback in the National Football League, especially in the NFC North. You know what I mean? But and with that being said, obviously the Eagles had a bunch of pivotal trades. You guys are starting to do anything. You didn't give up that much. You definitely didn't give as much as the Colts gave up for Sauce Gardner from the New York Jets, which maybe we can touch on later. 2 firsts for a corner that's 24. I see the potential. I'm concerned about whether that's worth it. But, let's move on to more relevant trades. The New Orleans Saints gave up Rashid Shaheed. Mr. Axelroy, I see Metro right there morning next to you, bro. Like, what's going on with your brother?
It's a sad household. We're gonna always miss Rashid, the need for speed Shaheed. But I mean, we're on the way. We're in a rebuild, man. So it's like it's the last year of his contract.
What's his cap hit? Do you know?
He was an undrafted free agent, so he was dirt cheap, but he was going to be expensive. So getting a 4th and a 5th rounder for him next year is like it's financially and business wise a smart move.
It's a smart move, yeah.
Because if we got rid of Olave, it would have cost more money. Maybe we would have probably got like a semi-better pick, but they're wanting to stick with him more. I'm kind of like hit or miss on both of them. They've looked really bad this year, but they have hints of moments where you're like, damn, that's the shit I missed.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is good. We also got rid of, thank the Lord, we got rid of Trevor Penning, and we got something for him. It's not until 2027. We got 6th rounder for him. But
what is that?
You guys traded a pick this 2 years off? It's crazy.
He is one of our guards. He's really trash. Last year, he
left or right, do you know?
Awful season.
Actually, you got a dog, and that's
Metro, bro. No, that's Metro. Let's take a second on the show. This is Metro. If you guys don't know Metro, I've known this dog since he was a fucking puppy, and he's grown so big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the boy.
I'm like,
that's the boy. Now that's Metro, bro. He's tried and true. One of the coolest dogs ever.
They got an alien next to him, man.
Yeah, he is an alien for sure. But he's an awesome ass dog. But Axel, sorry to interrupt you. What's your outlook?
I'm sorry.
Offloading Rashid Shaheed. Obviously, a couple seasons ago, he was a reputable receiver, but Kellen Moore is obviously trying to rebuild this thing. He's not doing, the pivotal moves to get the draft capital the Jets are, but obviously there's a master plan. What are your thoughts, though, before we move on?
I mean, it's going to take some time, of course. We did spend a lot to get Devon Vele.
Corey, I see.
Anyway, so we got to use that and kind of get him going. I think this will help him a lot, get more touches. It was kind of hard having 2 tiny, fast wide receivers instead of using Devon Vele, who's kind of a bigger bully ball type wide receiver, which we really need.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just my shit. I mean, but definitely, I'm going to just go ahead and say this as I transition us into the next part. There ain't much to talk about on mine. We're rebuilding. We're just getting picks.
I got one more thing to say.
Okay, we'll finish it.
Before we go,
Let's actually finish
because I'm
it.
going to get off here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking about picks, can we all just come to an agreement and say the Jets just fully gave up and they just sold everything?
Yeah, 100%. But they got all the picks.
I wish we would have got him too.
Like, they got all. Breece Hall is so fucking mad though. Breece Hall is mad as fuck. He's like, y'all took all my niggas away. Y'all took all of them away, bro. And Aaron Glenn is the head coach. Obviously, he has a couple of years there solidified. He's got at least 2 more seasons full on to get that Jets organization right. Now, here's one of the things I'm confused about. I'll say this, and then we'll kick it to you, Devontae, and the one that's like, man, let you go. But I think Aaron Glenn knew that he was coming into, a stacked organization. I think there was a lot of things going on, but also he just tested who was already there, which is one thing I'd like to think. I think that Ben Johnson coming to the Bears, Lavon, and they were like this. He had a little bit more of a complete team, but obviously it's one of those things where you have to really look at the organization and be like, what am I capable of doing? Aaron Glenn has the trust of that front office, and I think that we're going to see, a little bit more of what they have under Aaron Glenn's scheme of that team, to write this team in the next couple of seasons. But no, we'll finish it out with Devontae, and then we'll end this segment, guys. Devontae, what's your last thoughts?
Hey, I just wanted to say, like we talked about in the chat, Cowboys lost a soldier the past day or two.
They damn sure did, let's fight to that guy. That's for real. Like, that's honestly, guys, on this show, we honestly understand that every week is tense as fuck, but we never want to see anybody succumb to mental illness. Like, and that's and it's fucked up. And then go ahead, Corey. Go ahead. I mean, Devontae, I'm sorry.
Is I'm getting to learn a bunch of y'all I've known Lavon for a good little minute. Learning everybody else. Some of y'all have known each other forever. I'm even learning myself still at this age, bro. If you got some heavy shit on you, because I ain't gonna get super deep, but I've had my own experiences and getting out of that shit, talking to people. I've been to therapy myself. I actually need to hit my guy up who's actually a therapist in Atlanta. I just be Zooming with. I need to get back in with him, but talk to your people, man, because that shit is sad. Dude was only 24. He was a good defensive end. It's like this second year.
Just scored his first touchdown on Monday. His first touchdown on Monday.
Block punt is the only thing we had really that gave us some type of energy during the game. You know what I mean? So RIP to that, man. You know what I mean? A self-inflicted wound, man, is crazy because, like I said, I've had my experience and some people think of things and realize certain things and keep them from making certain decisions, and some people go through with it, and those are things you can't take back, man. That shit is sad. So, I love y'all boys. I love this team.
Hey, man, I love everybody on the show.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the fallen soldiers, guys, for real, though. I never want to see anything bad happen to anybody on here. It's a travesty when we lose any player. Guys, we're going to take an intermission. Also, before we go, let's do a special thank you for Mr. Devontae Crowder for making this show. Obviously, you have been on. Oh, shout out. Let's go. I haven't been on, but I appreciate you taking the time. Love you too, guys. We'll be back right after this commercial break. We'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Spike Podcast. Obviously, we're going to talk about some different shit. We're going to talk about some injuries, because injuries have obviously plagued every team in this division, every team in this conference, every team in both conferences, every team in the league. And Jaden Daniels is one of the hottest injuries that's going off. Shout out to Mr. Lippy Smith. Obviously, we understood that last season you had a spot on the show, but this season, you're getting your ass beat by everybody, okay? And it's an unfortunate reality. God forbid you play the Saints, but Jaden Daniels went down with an injury. Now, here's my question to you guys. 38-7. You keep your starting QB in, or do you just wait on until next week?
Wait, am I up or am I losing?
You're losing.
It's 38-7. What was it?
38-7.
A quarter.
Fourth.
I'm taking him out.
You're taking him out. You're taking him out. Dan Quinn didn't do that. Jane Daniels suffered one of the worst injuries. And obviously, let's talk about this. Axel, you shared the post. You saw it. There's a crazy statistical anomaly with the Washington Commanders or the Redskins and their qualities for Eagles. Go ahead, Axel. Lay it on me.
Same team. Same year. Same stadium. Same down. Same yard line.
Bro. That's
Love
some
it.
voodoo
I love
shit.
it.
How?
Yeah.
And if you guys watch the show in the chat, how? Axel, what are your thoughts about it? You're the voodoo king. What's up?
Yeah, New Orleans, you heard?
Honestly, man, I'm just going to say this. There's some fields that are just like, they always have crazy stuff happen. I mean, I can't even remember how many things have happened on, is that FedEx Field?
MetLife or FedEx? FedEx Field for them. Yeah.
The Commanders, right?
Yeah,
the
FedEx,
Commanders. I feel like a lot of people have gotten injured on that turf. So, I mean, it's sad, man. I hate it. I hate, like, the comparison of him to RG3 because it's the same thing. I loved RG3 when he came in. I was like, this guy's good. A really good year. Of course, he got hurt. Injuries eventually were his downfall, but, you know, you don't want to see that in someone that's talented.
No,
Last year, this kid's the truth. He's going to get nothing but better.
Yeah.
But it's kind of also the same thing because he's dealt with his sophomore stuff. Everyone's got some tape on you now, so be careful. I mean, of course, it was a freak accident. It wasn't like, say anything really a bad tackle or anything crazy like that. It's just,
it's unfortunate. So, guys, let me ask this question collectively. Since we have, some five of the OGs here, do you guys think that there's a certain superstition quality that comes from getting hurt on fields? Because let's just take it for objective perspective. MetLife Field has claimed more first-string players than any other field in the NFL. Obviously, we're talking about the other one. Like, is there something to do with this turf? Is the NFL going to fix it? Like, what are your thoughts? Lavon, you got thoughts?
Let me ask you this. Do they have thoughts? Do the NFL have thoughts about that? Have you seen any sources talking about thoughts about people getting hurt on that field?
Honestly, that's the oversight with the NFL. So they're not very transparent with, certain circumstances with fields and turf ideologies and shit. Like, there's not a grounded set of statistics to base our theories on. But one of the things that we can say as fans is we've seen a lot of our guys go down in these certain stadiums. And then the Commanders as an organization in particular, there's a certain synonymity that comes from RG3 and Jaden Daniels injuries here. Like, how do we... Is that like some Madden Zeroni whole shit? You curse the gypsy bitch? Like how the fuck does this thing meticulaze or metastasize in the exact same circumstances on the exact same yard line against the exact same team with the exact same down on the same yard line? That sounds like some fucking voodoo shit. Kareem, you got something to say?
I mean, I believe that we can only put it to this some voodoo shit because I feel like if it was the same injury on the same turf, then the NFL would have to look into it. But like this, like RG3's injury was his leg. This one is he broke his non-throwing arm. So you can't really blame the turf. But do I think the turf is not as good as grass? Yes. I think it's too slippery. I think we haven't really mastered, even though we got all this great technology in the NFL, I don't think no one has really mastered the footwear for these turf situations because it's still just so new. Turf came into play, the last 10 years still, maybe?
Last 20, maybe?
20? Think it's been that long? I don't know, but...
it started to be faced in 20 years ago, but I'll let you finish.
20? All right, well, maybe I'm wrong, but I just still feel like we haven't mastered the footwear for these turf games. And not only that, I could be wrong. I'm just speaking out of, sheer just me. I feel like there's no real regulation on what turf needs to be used. Exactly. I feel like the team gets to just choose who. Yeah, it's just like we choose who we choose to put the turf in, whatever costs us the least amount of money to do it and still makes the field look good. So I feel like until then, It's just going to be what it is. And especially because there's not the same injury every time. It's always just some random injury that you can't really put a statistic to. So I think it's going to keep being an overlook.
And see, that's the thing, though. It's like, do we think that the NFL is setting these standards? Like, if we can talk about one thing that's really fucking all of our teams up this year, and it's injuries, right? If we're going to look at the overall standards from healthcare, from a strength and conditioning perspective, as far as these, team doctors and shit, how many injuries have we seen this year up to week 10 that have been diabolical? And I'm just speaking objectively, outside of, I'm just going to be real. Like, there's something to be said. Lavon, you got something you want to say? Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely. My guy, a lot of these injuries, I got to put it like this. There's so much to say about this because this is what our teams play on. Number one, you got to understand, we're not playing on real grass. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're playing on an artificial surface where what's underneath these artificial surfaces is concrete.
Yeah. Asphalt.
You see what I'm saying? Asphalt. Yeah, exactly. And back in the days, yes, you've seen a lot of injuries, but you didn't see a lot of breaking ankles or breaking legs when it's falling off like this, unless not planting like this cheetah. Just think about cheetah. He was planting, and the angle the way he planted. You see, Kareem, the angle he planted, it broke. What's his name? Scatterbo.
Yeah, dude. The Cam Scatterbo injury fucked my fantasy up, bro. God damn, bro. I'm cooked.
I look my stomach up. I was like,
all right, let's dumb it to now. Let's go with the Washington Commanders. Let's go with Daniels. That wasn't an ankle. That wasn't a leg. It was more so elbow, where he fell on his elbow and his elbow went back. Now, of course, that wasn't a planting. It was more a pressing on in a wrong angle and it dislocated his elbow.
Okay, do you think that that's derivative of mechanics, or do you think that it was just a freak accident?
So, I can say that was a freak accident. Okay. That wasn't nothing about mechanics.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, how these players are getting hit these days. Of course, everything is faster. Everything is heavier. And then unfortunate, I can say unfortunate, these players are landing at an awkward position. And I got to say, with Daniels, he is frail. This man's 6'1", 6'2", like 190. At a quarterback position, who can get hit every play. Mm-hmm. So that was unfortunate, but yeah. Go ahead.
Actually, you got something you want to say? Go ahead, finish it off.
I just want to say we did all this talking, but they actually upgraded FedEx Field in 2021. It's actually Bermuda grass.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Really? That's interesting.
That's crazy.
Ain't that a motherfucker?
That's a motherfucker.
I like Bermuda grass.
That's good grass. That's good grass.
So, Axel, let's round this segment out. Let me ask you one question objectively. As a person who's a New Orleans Saints fan, obviously, you're no short of dealing with injuries, especially as far as, on pivotal turfs and arguably, pet cemeteries and shit. Let me ask you this. Why the fuck do you think that the Saints are so good at providing, scenarios where their players can deal with injuries and overcome adversity? Because here's the thing I've noticed. A lot of the teams whose home stadiums are stadiums like the MetLife teams, we can talk about the Jets. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers had the crazy injury. Obviously, there's the Giants thing. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys think that, certain teams are recognize that their stadiums are cursed and they scheme to, honestly give them, certain alleviability over, avoiding injury? Or do you think that it's just one of those things that people just got to be ready? Because one of the things I've noticed in the teams who play the most backyard football are suffering from the worst injuries this season. Is that a coincidence? Is that a malleable, standard that the NFL is setting with their standards for stadiums? Is turf better? What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm going to say think everyone has their own type of way to have their own, like, home field advantage. Most teams, from my knowledge, on their practice fields, they're all turf.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to switch from turf to real grass because, like stated before, turf nowadays is a layer of concrete, which then they put turf and literally just shaved up tires in it. And the tires.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like, whenever you see them take a step and there's that dust cloud, it's tire dust thrown up. Yeah, for sure.
It literally is just supposed to, from my understanding, be pretty much fake dirt. It's to give you something else to plant your cleats into, because otherwise you're just going to be rubbing on this green, shiny carpet at that point. So it's to help you give that. But again, dirt and mud and clay and all this stuff that in real grass is going to have, you stick a cleat into that, it's going to stick. And turf, it's just a bunch of loose materials. So a 200, 300-pound person going full speed trying to stop, it's going to still give some. And that's not good for your joints. So,
but see, that's the thing, though, is if we want to take it a step further, how many teams have we seen switch the ties on their cleats mid-game? Because that's where we've seen the biggest comebacks. Like going from a flat, like standard, like what is it, like 5 mil bite to like that standard point shit. Like that's something that a lot of teams are prepared for. And this also goes down to strength and conditioning. It's because it's like if I'm, a guy who's like a strength and conditioning coach and I'm worried about people tearing their ACLs, the number one thing I'm going to do at halftime is acknowledge where receivers are slipping, acknowledge where O-linemen are slipping, and try to give them the advantage off of something that's going to give, off of something that's going to give them an edge off of a theoretical perspective, not necessarily derivative off of what, the stadium goes and entails. Corey, you got something you want to say? You were shaking your head up there. No.
I agree with what you're saying, about that, the turf and stuff. I had somebody that, marching in band, and they were marching on that turf. And they were saying how rough it is, you know what I'm saying? So I really think they should come with a way where they be more consistent with. I would just say if you put the grass in there, you can, or some way, because you play on grass one week, then play on turf, it's different. It's just different, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But it also comes down to, the way you're teaching these players how to play. Because I think that the teams that are statistically the best are literally using, obstacles like that, whether it's turf or whether it's grass, whether you're playing on a soccer field in Brazil, shout out to the Eagles, which we're going to get to the next segment. I think that it's all about the overall level of confidence in your game plan. Because if we're looking at a lot of the plays, if we looked at all the overseas games that have come through in this past season so far, we've had games played in London, we've had games played overseas, and it's like, what has given these guys the edge? Dude, the Broncos game in Germany, I think it was in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, ass. But they made adjustments that, that gave them an edge over their opponent, So, I don't know. I think the NFL is in an interesting place. Obviously, the injuries, if you were going to take that and, quantify it over some objective data, that's going to be a whole different thing. But, it's one of those things where, guys, I said it, every episode in this show, all season, injuries are going to be the deciding factor, So, appreciate all you guys. We're going to take one more break, and we're going to get into our last segment, which is our next week predictions. But we will be right back. All right, guys. See you soon. All right, guys, welcome back to the Spike Podcast. Obviously, this is the point of where we're all watching. We're moving into week 10. Obviously, we have a bunch of crazy pivotal matchups. Axel, what's going on?
Man, week 10, it's crazy, man. It's almost Christmas time, and it's almost time for, Turkey Day games. That's going to be a fun one.
That Turkey.
We play the Panthers this week. I know we're doing the color rush unis. We're going to do the full whites. It's going to be kind of nice. I personally am a fan of our icy white combo kits, but full on expectations, honestly. A win would be cool, but I'm kind of at the point where it's like, if we win, it's going to be Tyler Shuck, and they'll you better not draft another quarterback. Because with us sitting at the number 1 pick right now, it's like, bro, everyone on the team is you fighting for your job, because I don't think there's really much of anybody that's safe right now.
Fair.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to play against Bryce Young. He's looking a lot more talented. Tubba Hubbard or whatever his name is they're running the ball really well.
Not to mention Dowdle. Dowdle for sure.
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple of people on this show that could just explain how good Carolina is. But, you know,
okay.
We're going to move on. So we're going to move on to the next one, guys. Lavon Lane. Your Bears are playing against New York Giants. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Woo!
So, man, honestly, I'm feeling pretty good.
Where's the game, first off?
It's in shop.
It's in the shop. Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm feeling pretty good about the game. However, you know, is a however or but in this situation, especially with the Bears. We going to try to do the same thing like we did last week against the Bengals. Now you got to understand the Bengals was number 32 and defense, and the Giants are number 31 in defense, overall defense. So we're going to try to, yeah, exactly.
Next
step.
So
we're going to try to run the ball. That's our main thing. And one thing I love about Ben Johnson is he loves to run the ball. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to say this right quick. Everybody want to talk about Ben Johnson got the gadget plays or the trick plays and all this other stuff. He don't call it that. He call it, this is just plays. These are design plays with his offense. Or you know that.
Yeah.
Or you know that. These are just design plays with his offense. These aren't gadget plays.
Don't hype him up. Don't do that.
Corey, no. But anyway.
Okay.
Exactly.
You play to win the game. What Uncle Holmes said.
Thank you. Yes. Now, he can hype me up with that. But, yes, we're playing. Here's the funny part. Imorie, let me tell you this.
Tell me. Talk to me.
All right. Imorie, he said this. I'm talking about Ben Johnson. He said, I'm trying to hunt coverages. That's what Ben Johnson said.
That's some Michael Myers shit. That is some Michael Myers shit.
Thank you.
That is why.
Yes.
And also, that segment in the previous show, best segment I've ever had. Like, he's Michael Myers for sure. But continue. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. No, you good. Man, you made my point. He's looking for a coverage every single play. So even if it's a design, I call it design play, as some people would call it, a design play, but it's part of his playbook. His playbook might be what if his playbook is 100% tricks?
And that's the thing. We don't know what he's capable of. He's a diabolical play caller. Even know. And that's the thing. He's unquantifiable. Sorry, let me shut up. Sorry.
No. You good. So my point is, with his playbook, it's designed to keep the defense off guard and keep the defense in a way that we're running misdirection. And it's working. Chicago Bears was number 2 in the league behind Indianapolis Colts in explosive plays.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Yeah. Imagine that. So with the Giants, with all the injuries, I'm gonna keep it short. With all the injuries, I think we can pull it out. Probably about they got us about 4.5 point lead in Vegas, so I think we'll pull it out by a touchdown.
4.5. That's a good one. It's going to be a close game. You got to make sure you're careful. I know they're riddled by injuries right now, but I'm sure someone on this podcast can definitely tell you that the Giants can still beat you every once in a while. So let's move on to the next one. Mr. Corey. The Lions are going to that haunted field we were just talking about.
Right.
How you feeling?
Oh, man. After we played Minnesota, excuse me, well, I'm feeling, like I said, it's a must win. We had to win out. I'm more concerned, it's not even about the defense. It's more about the offense. And what I'm saying with the offensive line, because we suffer injuries and just look at the offensive line, because we had to shuffle players. A couple of our starters, have been playing, we've been shuffling around. We've been shuffling around the offensive line. So even though we're Commanders with their injuries, like I say it's still football. I think they got us. I think when I look, they say it's 80% for us to win versus Commanders 20.
80?
Yeah.
Okay. 80.
But,
okay.
Mm-hmm. But we still have to go out there and play their game. So it is more of what the offensive coordinator going to do as far as, I think with the Commanders, we can run that ball. I'm talking about just running ball. God really don't have to pass.
Sure, you're damn sure right.
I'm saying.
It always comes down to the play calling. So I really think if we run the ball, we can go ahead and win the game, But, it's still football. You got to go out there and play. So I'm confident we can win as long as the play call is going right. But if you're on that BS, kind of like I don't say with Minnesota, I'm not going to say it, but, it's man like Dan Campbell said.
What's the BS? What's the BS? I don't know what
I don't know what it is either. I don't know what the BS is. Is that the Detroit Lions standard?
Right.
What is it?
So the BS, I'm going back to when we played Washington in the playoff game last year. And Ben Johnson.
You went all the way back to last season. That's crazy, but okay.
Well, I have to do it like that. I mean, you won't
talk about the past. Yeah. Just like a Lions fan, talk about the fucking past, but it's fine.
Yeah. Like you ain't talking about the past, but shut the fuck up and let me get this motherfucker on now. If we stick to what we're saying, just say if we run the ball and Montgomery and Gibbs, which for 5 yards, 6 yards of carry, keep running the motherfucking ball. Yep. That's my thing. That's what I mean by the BS. See, Ben Johnson would do that when we played Washington in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? His mind was set on his coaching. I get it. You trying to upgrade, you want to be a coach. I get it. But his mind wasn't focused on that game. I'm not putting total blame on him, but he getting 99% of that blame from me.
Facts.
So, and Imorie over here directing the airplane.
I was trying to tell him to lean back, but he didn't get it. He was in his moment, but it's fine.
But that's all I gotta say, bro.
Okay.
So you got your team winning, Corey. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, we winning.
All right. Big win. I know you said your linemen. I know you said it's gonna come down to your linemen. So make sure they have their Cheerios that morning. I know I'm on rock and get them a box or two.
There you go. Help me out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably two ladies that probably watch our film, so you like too. We're gonna get into the priority section of this week. We have a all head-to-head. We have Mr. Curry and his Green Bay Cheesehead Packers.
Let's go
against Mr. Kareem Reed and his Philadelphia Eagles. Gentlemen, before we get started on this, I just want to say this does not have to be a clean fight. Anything and everything goes. And there is no censoring, so have fun.
Hey. Mr. Reed, what are your thoughts, sir?
Hey, I mean, as you can see. Oh, well, first off, let's fix something. Just I don't mean to be particular with everything, but my name
First off, fuck that. Let's have a spike. Let's go. Let's have a spike. Fuck that. Before you do that, because this is why we're all watching this show right here. We ain't got time. Let's go.
Nails and everything. It's the NFC North podcast. He's filing nails and everything.
Bring it on, bitch. Let's go. What you got to say?
Man, y'all gonna get y'all.
So like I was saying, my name is Mr. Belt to Ass the Fourth. You know what I mean? So
Giants got something to say about that.
Let you know that,
Actually, Junior.
You're about to ask Junior.
Yeah. I mean, Junior. However you want to call it, just know it's Belt to Ass. You know what I mean? I can't wait to put belt to ass. You know what I mean? Because I've been waiting for this. Because you want to know what's funny? Because after you get belt to ass, it goes down the line of belt to ass of everybody in the NFC. You know what I mean? Belt to ass to the Cowboys, and I put belt to ass to the Bears, and I put belt to ass to Detroit. I don't just not like you. I don't like none of y'all after today. I don't like none of y'all. But to get back to you, I can't wait because you know what? I hope that Petula and them was watching that North Carolina offensive line on how they just put Spinal in a motherfucking crate and they let him do nothing. You know, because his back hurt. It's spinal. He broke his back. You know what I mean? Spinal. I can't wait to put belt to ass. And you know what? My man Jalen Phillips. Yeah. Because we got 3 Jalens now, so let me be secure. Jalen Phillips and Jalen Carter gonna put their foot in Love's ass, just like Carolina did. Because y'all ass. And don't none of us like you on this podcast. Well, we like you. None of us like your team, though. You want to know why? Because your ass. You know what I mean? So I hope you take this belt to ass like a man. I don't want you to reschedule none of these podcasts. I want you to come over here so I can talk my shit. Because this will be a belt to ass situation. We now have a corner who can cover, so you can't throw. I got Jalen Carter and Jalen Phillips with Jordan Davis, so you can't run. You know what I mean? So listen, I just want to say I hope our friendship can last after this belt to ass session. That y'all finna take all y'all home turf. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And the only thing you can do is because I know you and Axel close. Y'all been friends for a long time. You're gonna go to see Axel. Y'all gonna do your little voodoo. But it don't work.
I'm not.
It don't work. It don't work on people like that. You know what I mean? I know you are. But it's okay. I ain't gonna tell nobody. You know, they these last people I'm gonna tell. But that's all I got to say. I can't wait to get these belts.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. My apologies. Go ahead.
Is it my turn?
Let him file his nails.
Before I say my piece, can we get one last spike? Because I'm finna shut this shit down right now.
Man, shut it down.
I'm finna shut this shit the fuck down. Tap the camera.
Let's go. Let's go.
Miss Kareem Reed. It's your first season on the show. You gotta understand, you're here because I allow you to be here. Let's just get that on the table. You're a guest. Now let me put this shit in perspective, sir. You have on this shoddy ass sombrero, but I've never seen you wear a jersey. I'm wearing the jersey of the corner who's giving you your validity. But you know what? He's not healthy. Just like your offense, not healthy. What the fuck has Saquon done? He's had 2 good games in week 10. Am I supposed to be afraid? Micah Parsons is pissed off. You think that they're not going to just flip up their scheme to shut him down? This is the thing about the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys have a decent record, but you lose to bad teams, just like we do. Let me explain something to you. When you come to Lambeau, you're looking at this team as we're not firing on all cylinders. But you know what I'm not seeing from you? Confidence. Because to be real, Jair Alexander, my boy Ja, number 23, it's not going to solve your problems. You know why? Because he's only going to be available for a max of 25% of snaps. It was traded this week. Let me put some shit in perspective for you. All of our top guys are gone except for one. That's my man. The only jersey number I didn't recognize in the show, my boy, number 87, Romeo Dobbs, and actually called me out. But you know what the thing you got to be prepared for, brother? You don't know which Matt LaFleur you're going to go up against. And that Monday night game will be live streamed in this Discord. So you're talking Mr.
Yes, I will be ready. Yes.
I might have a championship belt by the end of that night. You know why? Because I think there's one thing you're not accounting for. You know what that is? Is which Packers team you're going to play. You let a rookie beat your ass, and I'm supposed to be concerned? Let me tell you one thing. If there's anything the Packers do, is we don't lose the teams more than twice in a row. We don't. And let me tell you something. We lost you in Brazil. We lost you in the playoffs. But fuck you It's go, pack, go. Cheeseheads on top. And that's the best part, as I haven't even gotten into specifics, which I'm about to do. Because you attempted to be surgical, but you seem like more of a dumbass SPD personnel. But let me give it to you from the clinical perspective. Let me talk to you like I'm a general surgeon. I'm finna be arterial. Fuck anesthesia. I'm the nigga who's gonna beat ya. Let me put it in perspective. Your wish and your bad, but your running back is going to look narcoleptic. You know why? Because Micah Parsons was ass last week, but this week, he's the nigga who should have kept it. You know why? Because I'm looking at your O-line. I'm looking at your D-line. But we're the niggas getting the pussy because we felines. So sit your ass back. We going to run the ball. And Jordan Love is going to ball it all. That's all I got to say. Fuck the Eagles. There is no way in fuck we lose this game, because if we do, our season is cooked. But at the end of the day, we wrote the script that was the format for your team's book. That's all I got to say.
That's my boy. NFC North.
Am I supposed to snap?
Yeah. NFC North. NFC North.
Kareem Reed. Bet you wish you were the nigga we needed, because the Philadelphia Eagles got the championship now. But y'all got the smallest dick in the NFC now. You're worried about Detroit? You're discounting Green Bay?
You just proved my point. You're coming in, you don't even know what team you're going to get. You don't even know what team you're going to get.
But you know what that is?
So
impossible to plan for. Nick Sirianni is best when he knows what he's going to get. But when you play the Green Bay Packers, we're going to take a second and reminisce, bitch. My name is Putite, Sadate, Wadata. Sadate, Wadata. You're going to get your ass knocked off. You're not running through. Kareem, hold on. One moment, doctor. Hold on. You got a chance to talk your shit. It's my time to talk mine. Only thing that matters is who has more points when the clock hits the dime. Thank you guys so much for watching the Spike Podcast. We're going to move into this shit. Kareem Reed's a bitch representing the Philadelphia Eagles. We got Mr. Corey Charles representing the Detroit Lions. We got the Chicago Bears represented by Mr. Lavon Lane. Great segment moderated by Mr. Axel Roy. This man wants to keep talking. Typical Philly fan. We love you guys. We will see you in Week 11. Eagles suck. Fuck everybody. Goodbye.